Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chipola College, the School of Business and Technology, and our weekly tech topic. I'm Dave,
And I'm Ben.
and we're excited to have the WTT with you today, and we have an interesting topic of soldering. So, Ben, what do
Yes.
you have in mind for soldering?
So we want to have this as a multiple episode topic. So today we're going to go over kind of the general basics of soldering and what it is, why do people solder, and why is it important in our technologically advanced day. And then in several more episodes later, we will go over the practice of soldering as well as some important tips and things like that.
Yeah, we could actually demo it, and we have a section of our outer office area in Building Z on the second floor on the campus at Chipola College in Marianna, Florida, where we actually solder. And what's cool about soldering is it's an affordable way to actually remedy a challenge, especially with
Yes.
electronics. You can bring disparate two different types of items together and have them heated together, with a soldering pin and solder itself, and then make it functional. So it's a
Exactly.
good resource.
And one thing that people like to call soldering is a metallic glue. So basically, you can merge circuits, you can connect wires to circuits permanently, and it really allows for you to take a breadboard project, which we will get into in a later episode, into a fully fledged project that is ready to be mounted or put in a case and, have an electronic.
Yeah, when I like to solder, what's neat is that you said to have an area where you're working to kind of bring two items together. Say, a soldering pin. We have some different examples here, and you actually have
Right.
one already set up. But I like to use that as an angle. So, say I'm coming in with my soldering pin, and then I'll actually have my soldering tool itself, to kind of work at an angle with the objects. Uh, I like to find success with that approach, but there are different approaches.
I agree. And a few things that we would like to show today. This is a normal wire. Whenever you are connecting circuits, this is what you are connecting to the circuit. This is what is considered solder. It is usually a very low melting point metal. A lot of people use lead. There are a few other materials as well.
Right, and that's what I was kind of modeling here. Is often it'll be a stick of some kind that
Right.
you're actually combining with your soldering pin. So it's good that you have an
Right.
example on hand.
And solder typically melts at about, I think it's 186 degrees Celsius, which is around 340 degrees Fahrenheit.
But today it's like 40 below outside of Marianna, which
is.
is unheard of. So that sounds really nice. That temperature.
And also, please be sure to be careful with soldering irons. They can get up to about 400 degrees Celsius, which is around, I think, 800 degrees Fahrenheit.
And we found, whereas if you think back to chemistry days, where you'd have an elaborate system where you have a vent fan, soldering really, as long as you have good ventilation and it's a safe work area, as you mentioned,
Right,
you can solder almost any place. It gives you a lot of versatility.
absolutely. Another thing I'd like to talk about is soldering can have different tips. The pin specifically, for whatever need you have, there are different tips and sizes for soldering. Some people have issues with the larger tips, and some people have issues with the smaller tips. So there's a wide variety of tools at your disposal, typically with any general soldering kit, that will help you find success in soldering.
Yeah, so based on the size of the circuit or the disparate items you're trying to bring together, you can adjust the tip and make it easier, more malleable for you to actually work on those components. So.
Right. And I think that is the general basics of soldering. And in future episodes, we will actually show a live demo. And I
Hopefully
think
soon, because it's so cold. Maybe they'll
Yes.
kind of warm it up some.
yeah, just kind of put our hands around the fire
Yes.
right there.
And what's neat about soldering, it's an affordable option. So that's
It
something
is.
we got to keep promoting.
It is very affordable.
Instead of having to buy a whole new system, you can solder and kind of modify. So
Right.
it's a neat approach.
And a cool story before we go that I'd like to share is I bought a game console a few years back, and it had a broken electronic component, and you can just take it apart, and I resoldered it, and it worked good as new.
First, you like gaming? I didn't even know that. the guy who kind of runs our gaming community. So nice. That's a good example. You should bring that in and show it to everybody.
That would be cool.
You still have it?
I think so.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for our
Yes.
WTT. Great topic, Ben.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.